Hey everyone, it's Jenna here with Damnation Vault, and Dave is over here too. We are here with Shotgun Facelift again.
What's up? You guys might have to speak up a little loud.
Sure, I can do that.
Okay. So, since our last chat in April, you have been working on some new music. So what all can you tell us about that?
The new stuff, I'll be pretty brief because there's 5 guys and we're all really excited about the music, so I want to give everybody a chance to kind of say what they want. But I think the new stuff is, one of the things that sticks out to me is every single track we're doing sounds like a Shotgun Face, like what a Shotgun Facelift track is, like what the band is, what we are, who we are, what we're about. It sounds very like, if I were to tell you the name Shotgun Facelift and you were a fan of the band, a random song that will pop into your head based on the brand, that's what all these songs kind of sound like. So to me, it sounds really anthemic. It sounds like a definitive direction for the band. And it's really exciting because these first, 10 songs or whatever, it's only it's getting more and more Shotgun specific as we go. Every song we finish is like our favorite song, and our least favorite one's the one we just finished, So it's a good place to be in where we feel like we're saying what we need to say as a band. So that's something that I really feel every track we finish, it feels like we're saying something that we feel like we have to. That's the beauty of music, so pass it on to whoever wants it next.
What's up? Well, since I've been nominated, I like the tracks that we're working on. It's an evolution. I call this Shotgun Facelift 2.0, so it's been kind of a rebirth of sorts, and so new tracks are making it to where this era of Shotgun is combining, and everybody's got their say in making these tracks and just making it to what it is now. Everybody's incorporating these tracks, and it's the next evolution, and so I like it as the secondary guitarist on rhythm, and so it's a new venture for me. So Damien and I learn how to play better together, and we play well, but it's learning to play even better and focus on more dynamic stuff, and I'm loving that, and I think it's only going to get better as we go. What do you think, Damien?
Well, I think that, me and Matt, we never really got an opportunity to kind of decide and find our sound together because we were playing a lot of stuff from before Matt and Jody joined. And the new album's it's allowing me and Matt to be more creative with each other and actually kind of nail down the sound that we're going to have as the 2 guitarists for Shotgun. We never got the opportunity to do that before. Now we can actually dive in and decide what we want to do and how we're going to blend and how the new sound's going to be. Like you said, Shotgun 2.0. I mean, it's louder, harder, and it's in your face even more than it ever has been.
The way that you guys have seamlessly worked together, I think it's been interesting to me. It's like there was really no learning curve. Like all the old stuff was like we were retracking, we were rebranding, we were getting ready to relaunch. And then when it's like, oh, now we have to do a bunch of brand new stuff, no boilerplate, no nothing. You guys are bringing riffs to me and everything else, and there's no struggle. There's no like, oh, maybe we ought to tweak this or move this here. It's like you guys write it, and it's just like there's the song. You hear it, and it's just like that's fucking badass. You know what I mean? There's a very little tweaking.
What do you think, Kurt?
We're playing most of the music tonight. Come check them out. I don't have a lot to say about it. Just
Stream close up.
So what do I think about the new tracks? Well, I like where they're going. I feel that this time I am a better, more fluid drummer. I'm more better with the double bass, more better with stuff. I have a more focus on what Shotgun sound is. So when we're writing, I kind of know where to go instead of trying to really think and pull from all my resources. Now we have a definitive sound, and so it makes it a little easier to write.
There's a gear you lock into.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say we're it's definitely not like an AC/DC or anything like that. We're just one thing. We do multi things, but we do have this particular sound, and it's like when you do find that,
I'll take a menu.
Yeah, I will too. It's just easier to write songs, and like I said, I feel like I'm a better drummer now than I was before. So the stuff is more fluid, and I'm able to do a lot more a lot more fills and a lot more stuff that I have in my head, I can actually physically do these things now. You know what I mean? So it makes it really exciting for me because now I get to go even deeper into the writing process instead of being so simple, I guess. You know, I'm not trying to be flashy, but I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but I think it's awesome. So I'm excited about the stuff.
No
too.
idea what you said.
Yeah, right.
You're just able to throw a few more licks in. I think.
Just know that it's more better.
Well, I think so much of that comes from the road too. It's like
Yeah.
we've traveled over 5,000 miles with each other this year, so we played a lot and we've gotten tighter in ways that I don't think we're even
Right.
understanding. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it isn't until we hear it from the other side where we're like, oh fuck.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
We're really excited about this. You know what I mean? So when you get tighter in ways like that, that only comes from gelling on the road. You know, and so better songs come out of that, and especially when you have a purpose and a driven consummation. You know, songs kind of tend to write themselves, and I think that's where we're at. I mean, one of the songs we're most excited about is Red River Flood, and I think we kicked that out in like an hour or two, and we didn't even plan on writing that day. We played Grand Forks earlier this year. We got together, we're just fucking around.
The only adjustment to it was I thought it needed kind of a different. We liked the main riff. That's basically the verse. We liked it, but I didn't want that to start the song. I wanted some kind of like an opening line. Yeah. So the only change that happened outside of that rehearsal where Red River Flood came from was I went home and I was just kind of working on some kind of an intro type riff to it. And I've been really inspired by Gojira lately. Listened to a lot of Gojira, and so like. And the more I listen to that opening part, I can definitely tell from listening to Gojira that that's where some of that vibe comes from. And the opening lick that we do also returns about halfway through the song, and it's even more intense. It makes more sense. It's a hook in and of itself, so it's super neat. Way excited for that track.
Reminds me of a didgeridoo almost.
Yeah,
that opening riff reminds me of like Sepultura. Like
yeah, hell yeah.
See, that's a lot of what I've been listening to with Soulfly and Sepultura. So I guarantee you, when we start writing again after these last two shows, probably a couple more weeks too, that's gonna come out somehow. There's gonna be some tribal shit going on. Brazil is gonna be in America.
Right, it's tribal stuff for sure.
Yeah, for real, man.
Big groove element going on to it. Like everything just feels like the bolts are tighter, you know, around a lot of different places. We're not looking for more notes for the riffs. We're looking for the right notes for the riffs, and we're finding them very, very easily right now. You know, so that's always a good time in the band, right? It's not hard, it's fun. It's not work. You know what I mean? So where the songs are coming out from, it's like, what if we do this? What if we do this? And everybody's really excited. And when you've got 5 dudes that are all really excited, and everybody's got their foot on the fucking gas pedal, that's when you can kind of really make things happen. You know, a lot of bands, I think, drown under decision paralysis. You know what I mean? They're too busy. Well, how do we go on the road? How do we do an album? Who do we go to? You got to make your mind up about some of that stuff at some point. You know what I mean? Like, you got to just like eventually decide what you want to do with your music, what you want to do with your brand, you know. And now we're in a place where all that stuff is decided, so we can like go without a speed limit, you know. So it's something we're really, really excited about. And lyrically,
You don't get another question. Just keep going.
You're just going off and answering.
lyrically, this stuff's getting really, really, really deep. So yeah, we feel like the songs mean something, and that's always important when you're writing music. So.
Yeah, my next question is like, how do you feel like, whether it be lyrically, vocally, like guitar-wise, drum-wise, bass-wise, etc., that like this is really evolving the soul of Shotgun Facelift?
Lyrically, one of the biggest changes I made was to not couch things in metaphor, and one of the biggest things that lyricists do all the time is like they're almost afraid to like say what they really mean, or they're afraid of being that vulnerable or transparent or whatever, or maybe they're too afraid of being like nailed to the words that they're writing. But with Shotgun, everything was groove metal, so it was really straightforward and 4/4, and I just kind of decided, I was like, I didn't want everything to be in metaphor anymore, and I didn't want things to be strange. I didn't want people to wonder what I was getting at, so I made a point to be really direct And that works really well with the band. It puts this kind of really sharp edge on it, and it comes from a very real place. So, I don't know. I think there's something very different about bands that pull the songs from the base of their spine, and I think that's where we're at. And I made a point lyrically to like really point to that true north. So, and that fits the guitar tone, the guitar style. I focused on lowering my vocals a little bit to settle into the guitar tone and stuff. So it's like me, Matt, and Damien are like hitting all the same stuff pretty much at the same time. So it's like a huge sound. So I feel like that really benefits the songs. Putting in a couple more spaces to breathe while I'm performing is going a long way. And I think everything is just, we are finding a comfort with one another that they can bring me riffs, or I can bring them lyrics, or I can bring whatever, and they kind of already know where I'm going, or I know where they're going. They'll bring me riffs, and I'll be like, oh, I know exactly where to go with this lyrically, you know what I mean? So there's just something to be said for that. To get very, very real, to pull the varnish off of it, to pull off the metaphor, I think that was the biggest thing for me, was like getting rid of the metaphor. You know, like, so rather than like, oh, this song is about some mythical king that drowns in water, but it's really about this thing. No. I
He wants to be
fuck that.
He wants to be a little bit more blunt.
Yeah, really blunt, very forward, very direct. So I took that approach, and I feel like with the guitar work and stuff, it fits really, really well. So.
Yeah, pretty happy with the guitar work so far. It's getting better. It's like I said, me and Matt are starting to develop our own sound together. And it's starting to kind of gel a little bit better than it did, like say 6, 7, 8 months ago. So I'm pretty happy with the direction it's going in, and you know we're excited to see where it ends up.
And I think the biggest difference too was like before there was Matt riffs and there was Damien riffs. I could tell hearing them. I could be like, all right, Matt wrote that one, Damien wrote this one, Matt wrote that one. Now I can't really tell. It's kind of like the lines are blurring. You know, you're both kind of like getting so comfortable with each other that like you're not mimicking each other, but you both are just kind of like, I don't know. You just are handing the baton back and forth really, really, really well. And I think that's coming through on a lot of the songs. Like I said, we're not looking for more notes in the riff. We're looking for the right notes.
So I have a question. So now that the year is coming to a close, what can we expect from Shock and Facelift next year?
World domination.
World domination. Hell.
No, that's this year.
Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely.
A new album for sure. The album's probably about 2/3 written out.
Yeah.
2/3. We're going back in the studio in December. We want to have it wrapped up before New Year's, in the can, ready to go. But that just depends on the day. Depends on Depends on who knows what. But the hope is to have a new record done in December. Start there.
Sponsored by Pepsi. I know they hate this, but whatever. This fuels the riff.
Manifestation.
Shut up, Matt.
But what's on the docket for Shotgun as
can
far as
cut
Matt's
that out.
concerned next year, brother?
Oh, geez, some proper road cases. How about that?
Yeah, no shit.
Next year, I mean, I think we're just talking about hitting some different markets. Pretty excited about getting out to the possibility of hitting Seattle, Portland, Boise area. My sister's out that way, so I've got a lot of family that's out that way. So family I haven't seen for years, which will be freaking amazing because they'll be able to come out to these shows. And I think that's going to be awesome because it's almost like a family reunion, but like many, many years in the making, so they can kind of see all at once just something that's a major part of me and in what we do with this band. And it's just cool that as we get out there learning that our sound and what we do resonates in other markets. So we learned that this year by getting farther and farther out between like Iowa, pretty much the whole of Montana. Michigan was a favorite that we just covered last week. So I mean, next year is just more territory, covering more areas. And I know we've got 5 songs are pretty much down. I'm saying we probably have 5 to 7 more songs possibly that we can crack out, and it's like way excited to see where those songs go and just how it resonates with more of the states. So,
Well,
I'm excited about maybe playing on the moon. We're trying to plan that.
on the moon. Trying to book it.
Every
I don't
night
know who the
you're on the
book-
moon.
Yeah.
I don't know
To
who the
bring you
book-
down, be like, listen,
I don't know who the booker is for the moon, but
Yeah, right.
is this a 2 count or a 3 count? Or are
I'm
you still on the
telling
moon?
That's going to be, you
The
know,
moon for you.
the moon.
How about you, Kurt? Anything that you're looking forward for next year?
For next year?
You got to get in close on Kurt.
I'm excited for the new music to hopefully come out, actually.
Friendly eyes.
And when
Excited
can
for
we
new
be?
adventures, new places?
What's that?
When can we be expecting the
New music?
Yeah.
I don't really know that.
1776, like it says on the shirt.
Yes, 1776.
1776. We're going back in time.
That's right.
We have the Bill and Ted phone booth,
We're
and
gonna rock
getting
that.
We're bringing
Yeah.
riffs from the past to the present.
We're going to rock that constitutional party.
Maybe late summer.
probably late summer,
Yeah.
early fall. Because we got to do videos yet. We haven't shot those at all, so we have to shoot videos and all that kind of stuff. And plus, Eclipse likes running this big, like 6-month long PR campaign leading up to it. So the album could be done in January, but not released until fucking October. It's at that point, it's kind of out of our hands. You know what I mean? Once we're done with it, it's turned into the record label and stuff, and they kind of decide how they want to roll it out. I mean, we have some say in that, but by and large, the schedule of it is up to them. So just knowing them, if we're done with it by January or February, probably late summer, I would guess. Late summer, early fall.
Okay.
With the first singles rolling out, probably spring.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Yeah, that was going to be my next question. So you already answered it.
Sweet.
Is there anything else you'd like to say for world domination purposes?
World domination. We are going to dominate the world. That's what we're doing. We're starting out slowly, kind of like a slow disease. You know, it's crawling, but then it's gonna get to a point where it's like just gonna explode, and it's gonna be like, if anybody's fans of Metalocalypse, it's gonna be like that. We are going to be Deathblock, and everybody else is gonna be like, look, we can do shotgun. You know, it's gonna be awesome.
And there's your boy.
Got a lot of caffeine today.
How about you, Damien?
When we get him down off the moon, then maybe we start with the slow disease he talks about.
All right. Anything else you all would like to say?
I think for next year.
Smile, you're on camera,
I think for
Kurt.
next year, you know, a lot of the songs we're writing, at least I'll speak for myself, that mean so much to me as a person that I need them to exist just for me, you know. So I really hope people dig it, and I know that they will, but I think that's where we're coming from, at least, and I'm going to guess for my bandmates, I won't speak for them, but that's what it feels like for me, is I feel like we're writing songs that, like, we need to exist. Like, we need these things to be released.
Well,
we
it's-
need this stuff to be released.
It's like you were saying, you know, like in the first album and what we're doing before we got the new songs and before we're going to finish the album is we were just, beefing the category. We had to learn the older
50-50,
songs.
half new and half
Right.
reinvigorated.
But this time, it's all us. Every single song, it has never been, well, I can't say never been performed. There's going to be a couple songs that we do have in the set list right now. But the ones that we're writing are nobody's going to be hearing until the album's done. And the whole album is going to be, we did it all. We wrote the whole thing. So it's all, yeah, it's totally us now. So,
I think we're connecting with it in such a way that, like you said, you know, we can give a shit else, you know, as far as like,
Is this Damien?
it's up
That's
to
you?
it's up to the crowd how they receive it, but it just
Yeah,
we
it's Damien. I
are
got it.
connecting with
That's
the
good.
music so much that
Matt.
we need it to be released. Like
That's you, yeah?
it's therapeutic for us to get these things out
Great.
to release things.
Well,
So
let's
anytime
keep it.
you're connecting with the music that much, it's a pretty good sign that you're in the right direction. So that's something we're really excited about.
right. Well, that's why we do this. It's not like we're getting paid millions of dollars or anything, and whenever we do it, because we want to see the crowd and the people react to it.
I think
It's no different than a painter or something. You know, they get off like that too. Why do you think they have gallery shows? You know what I'm saying? And they're like, yeah, look at my shit, and he gets all happy when you say, yeah, it's cool. So that's kind of why we do what we do.
You know,
too.
just it's awesome that you know, even what we've done already, it's just amazing how much that the songs mean to people, how they resonate with people. So that's exciting. You know, so I mean, without going too much to the past, we think about something like Suicide Eyes, which is a new era song. And so, like, to see people, like, we're not asking them to put, like, lit up phones in the air. We're not asking them to put lighters up. We're not asking them to close their eyes or vibe with us. That's just them doing it. And so to have that and to have that reaction, like, I get goosebumps to things
we
like
were
that.
seeing it states away too. Like we were seeing it in Montana, and we were seeing people that had no idea who we were. You know, we saw it in Michigan, and
Yeah, and that's another cool thing too, to be able to branch out like that. It's cool to branch out and go to other places, but you go to places that never heard of you, that absolutely never heard of you, so it's the first time ever they heard you, and then to get the response that you get from them, that's what we're doing.
Yeah,
That's
it's like a drug.
yeah, it's like yeah, dude.
Well, there was that guy in Sioux City when we played down there that freaked out after we played Bury Me, wanted us to play it again.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, and then okay, so we had that, and then like either the next night or the next time that we went out, some lady paid us.
That was
So-
the night before.
The night before, paid us to play that song again. So we played it 4 times in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? And
a
then
whole bunch of money.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
stage.
It was like $50 or something. Play the song again. Okay, well, fuck. All right. That's, yeah, whatever you want. You know?
We are for hire.
Yeah, right. Fuck. We're gonna do that. Hell yeah. Or like that lady that liked Suicide Eyes so much that we actually, she wanted us to sign her leg.
Sign her, yeah.
We signed her thigh, and so her boyfriend was a tattoo artist, and they were going to tattoo what we printed.
Yeah.
So
that night.
SGFL on her thigh.
Yeah.
We signed it.
So, I
Everybody
mean-
had their signatures, so it's insane.
Yeah, right. It's like, hey, you know, that's
just writing
It's about
cool
addiction.
shit.
She
You
dealt
know,
with
I mean,
some
like-
addiction issues, and
Right.
it's something that resonated with her, and
Oh, I love that.
and she asked us to come over and sign, like, you know, her thigh. So I mean, I could see her doing that, and maybe you know, wrapping a whole other piece around it. But that's really the centerpiece of what her work's going to be, and it's like, you know, again, you know, we're not doing this to make money, so I mean, it's got to make sense. But I mean, like, we do it for the release and the catharsis of it, and the fact that it resonates like that for some people, it's just. That's amazing to me. Like, that makes everything worthwhile. I mean, if it ended tomorrow, which obviously I don't want, but if it did, like, we've already done things I never even imagined. Never imagined. And it's humbling, very much so.
And we were just writing songs to try to stay alive. Like,
Right.
So we were, you know, find a way to get up the next day and face the day, you know what I mean? So we were getting it out of our head. So
Right.
To hear, when you release songs, they're not just ours anymore. They belong to the crowd too, you know what I mean? So it's,
Well, there is like this crazy crowd band connection you see. Like, I've witnessed it, and I have not seen a band connect with a crowd like you do in a long, long time.
well, thank you very much.
That
But
means a lot.
yeah,
Yep.
well, I mean, for sure.
It's true.
But like we're just like a bunch of kids in a candy store.
Well, yeah,
Like, we were just,
We're fans
just-
of music too, just the same.
Right,
We're
right.
geeks
Right.
about
We're
this.
just like
you know,
flabbergasted.
we're not doing. We honestly, I know we say this, and other people do say these things like that. But we honestly do it just for the music. Period. It's not for fame. It's not for chicks. It's not for a bunch of money. It's not for endorsements. It's not for any of that. It's just because we play something,
Ice cream.
and you guys go, yay!
We play for ice cream. Yes.
And that's why we do this.
But-
You know what I mean? I mean,
and
it's
to-
either this or play in the basement. I mean, what do you want to do? You know?
There's cooler blinky lights over there.
Yeah, right. Well, you know, hey.
Or the moon. I mean, you're still.
Hey, that's
whole-
that's
that
not
whole last
that's
2
no
minutes
joke,
was straight
man.
off the
Dude,
moon.
that's gonna happen.
I've never seen anybody go, yay, ever.
Yeah, they're gonna because they're gonna be like, we're on the moon, yay! And we're shotgun.
I think that's one of the most fun things that I look back on as far as touring with you guys. Is it's like everything is like a bunch of kids at camp, like right?
Right.
It's like we never ever all of us,
Nerds.
none of us would have
All of us.
Oh, we
Driving
do
10,000 miles.
do a ton of laughing. Let me tell you,
It's
that's
so-
probably like 75% of what happens. That's all we do is laugh.
It's so stupid.
At a medium pace.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
So.
his cheeks. That's all he's laughing. It's fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
Just fucking
If you only knew.
yeah. No, but
Try riding the car for a long period of time with him, or rooming with him.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Dave knows all about that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I haven't seen Dave throw much of a. I haven't seen
Because he
Dave throw
humbly
much.
accepts it.
I haven't seen Dave throw much of a fit about anything else other than that. Not to embarrass Jody or whatever, but it was
He's
just
not
like
embarrassed. He's okay.
it was after I think we were in Montana. We woke up and Jody wakes up and he passes gas, right? But it's just like really loud. And David,
That's his answer to adulting for the day.
and David, who's been hanging around with crammed in an itty bitty car with a bunch of dudes, you know, didn't have any problem with anything else, hadn't thrown a fit about anything. Jody just rips himself in half in the other fucking room. David is just like, "Are you fucking serious?" And like, there was no joking in his voice.
Almost went and got a roll of toilet paper.
He was
Like, you need to wipe, bro.
He was like this. He was not impressed, and it wasn't just not impressed. It was like an inch of a threat in his voice. He's like, "You do that shit again, I swear to God." But it's just like, if that's your biggest problem after being on the road, you know what I mean? I think a lot of people talk about that, you know, where they're like, "Oh, we're having a whale of a time on the road. We're having a great time," but quite literally, every time we're out, we're just like, "What?" Like, it's all these buildings and all this stuff, you know. So it's been a hell of a time. It's been a great time. So I think fans like to hear that from bands, that they're legitimately enjoying bringing the music to you. So I can tell you from personal experience, we've been having a great time, and we can't wait to bring you guys more music. So thank you so much for hanging out.
Yeah.
Yes,
Fuck
thank
yeah.
you.
Thanks, John.
Much appreciated.
Damien, Matt, Kurt.
Have a good night.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.